Right, this is the first international activity event that Designhub-IST is organizing. And on the beginning, we would like to start with a small video that some of you were with us actually last month. We had the opening ceremony of our project. So for the memory of that day, we just want to share it with you. So I kindly ask Hazal to share the small video with you, and let's start with it. Okay, thank you a lot. And now I kindly ask you to start my presentation. It's gonna be a very brief summary of the project firstly. To the ones who were with us and to the new attendees, I just wanna make a small, short summary of both for today and the project actually. Now, today we are here because we are making the first international event, which we named as Design Thinking Panel. And let me introduce you very briefly the content of the program today. Now, firstly, we have this opening speech with me. Who am I? I am actually an interior architect and also the Dean of the Faculty of Art and Design of Kadir Has University. And why I'm here is actually because I'm the project coordinator of Designhub-IST. So because of that, I want to introduce you what is Designhub-IST and what is included in the plan of the activities. And then we thought that today is important because we are here under the topic of design thinking. Why is it important? Because it's the base, the core of this project, why we need to write it down and why we need to organize such panels for you. So very briefly, I just want to discuss with you design thinking and why is it important for us. Then we will continue with Onur Koçan, Studio Karun, and he will explain us strategic design. Now, actually, he is attending the program from United States. So there is 8:30. Thank you, Onur. And have a nice day, Onur. Actually, now we're in the afternoon in Istanbul. And I'm very happy because Onur has been graduated from industrial design of Kadir Has University department. So actually, he very much helped us for the organization for today's panel. And now he's with us. Welcome again, Onur. Then we will have a very short break. After the break, we have our foreigners, guests from the United States. We will continue with Andrea Sanchez Rosas with her speech, Designing Experiences for International Customers. And then we will host Raz Godalnik from Parsons School of Design with his speech, Redesigning Sustainable Innovations. And then we will have a discussion with you, trying to form up the forthcoming activities of Designhub-IST, Design Center Support Content. Therefore, we told it like that. And also, we will have networking altogether, which is actually one of the core activities of Designhub. I mean, to be in the hub, and now we'll just discuss and end up the session here. Continuing with this project, now actually it is Design Education and Application Center, which was implemented by the Deanery of Kadir Has University Art and Design Faculty with the support of Istanbul Development Agency. And it is supported under the Creative Industrial Financial Support Program of İSTKA, which is İstanbul Kalkınma Ajansı in Turkish. The center, we hope, will become one of the important centers feeding the creative industries ecosystem in Istanbul with the education workshop incubation model. Our center will provide an environment for the interaction of academics, design centers, entrepreneurs, and students, surely, under the umbrella of architectural design. Actually, we had a very close focus to interior design, but more than that, to industrial design also. And we welcome actually design activities. Therefore, today's discussion will be based on design thinking under a very big umbrella. And when we have a look at design centers in Turkey, mostly they are in Istanbul, but we have in Ankara, 42, Izmir, 29, Bursa, 31, and the other also design centers are located in different parts of Turkey with a total number of 97. And as far as I know, with the recent numbers, we have 323 design centers established in Turkey, and 165 of them are in Istanbul. And they give efforts for producing important products and innovative projects in textile, in architecture, in interior design, in mechanical parts, in furniture, in structure, in electronics, in energy-based sectors, and in other sectors as well. You know, here also the distribution of its where there are giving products and innovative projects. Now, the main goal of our center is to help establish new institutional, technological, and sustainable ecosystems by creating a model for platforms that will bring together the public, private sector, and academic institutions, which we believe is very important for the survival of this ecosystem. Here you see different photos from our physical environments, depending on our center, and it is also support to increase the added value with innovation and research and development based studies in the field of design and in businesses that continue their activities at design centers in Turkey, especially in Istanbul. Other goals of the project can be said as follows: to include raising design awareness in enterprises, establishing a physical laboratory with the necessary equipment for measurement and analysis in order to develop research and development projects in design fields, online and face-to-face training seminars on projects, and product development in the field of design for enterprises. Now, today we are organizing an online activity with you, and tomorrow we will host a face-to-face activity in our physical center of the project. There are objectives also, such as providing training on design and project management processes, organizing panels as we do today, and workshops, which we'll do like tomorrow, and granting certificates to businesses operating in the field of design. Now, we have now a physical space as a meeting point. It is nearly 70 square meters. And in that physical meeting point, we have equipment on analysis and measurements, especially on lighting, We have luminance meter. Actually, we have illuminance meter there. We have a color viewing box. We have VR also there. And also now we ordered another technology in order to make define user-customer relationships. It's a program also over there, and we collect materials from our firms in order to try to establish a materials library over there, if you wish, so that we can all together understand and measure some of the qualities of the new materials that are available in the market, and to, of course, set up design projects all together. And meanwhile, we said that some part, and a very important part of this project, is also a digital platform which can unify all of us, and it also supports online activities. And now we have a website also. We completed its establishment. In our laboratory, we started actually doing some experimental studies, and we submitted a very nice paper to an international conference recently, because we included students from undergraduate program in our study lab. And now we started to measure something, and we go on making international publications in important places, and we will share them all with you actually through our website. So we will give short courses apart from panels and seminars at this Design Hub. We will give certificates of participation to the design-based activities, and one of them will be tomorrow. After the outcomes of tomorrow's face-to-face workshop, we will give certificates of participation to the ones who will visit us. And the project is specialized.
Don't be a bad boy. Is Hachi a bad boy?
Lighting, acoustical design, UX design, especially. Why? Because I will introduce you one by one that the advisors of the project are from interrelated disciplines. Therefore, we are much more active in that part. So you will have contacts from professional life and from academy. Now, what we have a digital platform. We designed a web site. It will be a unifying platform for all these activities. And we kindly ask you to be a member of this digital platform. Plus, we have a physical space. We said that it is related to lighting, industrial design, acoustical design, and digital fabrication. So you will come across with the experts from these areas. And we are very lucky because under Kadir Has University, we are in contact with different departments and centers in order to increase the ability of this project. We have ARGE department, research center, which is with us since the beginning of this project. So I'm very thankful to them all. We are in cooperation with Operational Affairs and Construction Department. They are with us, they were with us, and they are with us. Thanks for them. We are in contact with our library because we said that this website will also will be a leader for our members in order to reach to the direct sources. So we are in contact with our library. They help us so much. And very, very thankful to IT department and finance department for all of the processes of this project since the beginning of this project. If you have an access to Designhub-IST.com, you can see our website. And if you come and visit us, you will see the physical setup of our laboratory. So we will be happy and we'll be honored to host you here. Now, since the beginning of the project, we had to start with logo design. And we had to start with the color analysis. Yeah, it really took lots of time, but lastly, we thought that the year of Pantone, which is very petty, will be very nice to use for the logo design, for the other setups. So we used it. as for our logo design. You will see it fine for the digital platform studies as well. So we tried to say that everything was tried to be designed under the Designhub-IST context. And this is a screenshot of the, I mean, when you open the website, you will come across things like this. Let me introduce you with our project team. I am Banu Manav, the general coordinator of this project. I work with my friends Hazal Boy, she's with us. Zeynep Acırlı, she's with us. Zeynep is responsible from the project design-based items from this project. And we are working with her, with our other undergraduate students at the laboratory to set up this experimental studies, so on and so forth. And Hazal, she's responsible from all of the secretarial work, all of the coordination work. So most probably you talk with her on the phone. She welcomed you here and you will see her till the end of the project. And I hope more than that, I hope that this project will survive for many years as well. And we are very lucky because we have three important instructors from the Department of Kadir Has University Art and Design Faculty. For the acoustical design advices, we have Gonca Şahar, and also she is the head of the Department of the Interior Architecture Department. We have Ayhan Ensici, he's with us today, and Ayhan Ensici is also the head of the Department of Industrial Design, and meanwhile he's with us to support us for UX design and for every questions from industrial design. And we will be with Sabri Gökmen, he is also the head of the Department of Architecture, and he supports us with all of the problems and questions related to digitalization, digital fabrication in architecture. And I myself will support you from the topic of lighting and plus color. And we have a blog. We started to publish items, letters, news from disciplines related to lighting and acoustics and digital fabrication and design. So you can check there if you wish. And let me introduce you the setup of this project and the breakdown of this project. Now, firstly, I divided the project into 3 terms. So the first term will end up at the end of the 6th month. And now we are nearly at the 5th month of this project. In the first 3 months, it was related to all the setup of the physical website, I mean the laboratory part and the website, so on and so forth. And then all the equipments, they were all ordered and welcomed and established. And in the 4th month, we actually had an opening meeting at our university. We welcomed all of you who visited the university. And there I also said that at that launchment, we will have an international panel and then workshop in the forthcoming months. And now we are here together. We will continue with seminars. We will continue with panels, meetings. In order to design the forthcoming events, actually we sent you a questionnaire. And I kindly once again ask you to fill in that questionnaire so that we can increase the topics according to the needs of you. Because actually, we have, of course, something in our minds, but we can enlarge it very quickly and easily with the needs of you. And by the way, all of these activities under this 18 months that you will get from this Designhub-IST Center will be free of charge. We will not get any money for the participation for these activities because it is the base of this project. As I said, we started making certain measurements on color and experimental studies. Now we completed this part. We sent it to one of the international important conferences. And now we started working with VR technology. Actually, now I am in contact with the department, with the Faculty of Engineering. So we are working with engineers, by the way. We enlarge step by step this project. And I hope we will also make another study out of it. We'll complete that study. Yes, we are together under the topic of design thinking. And we sent this to all of you. And this is a view, a poster that gives you an idea what will be the content of this both panel and workshop. Let me introduce one by one to distinguished guests. Raz Godanik from Parsons School of Design is an assistant professor of strategic design and management at Parsons School of Design, where he explores sustainable business models and how companies can respond effectively to the climate crisis. Currently, he serves as an associate director of BBA Strategic Design and Management Program. His new book, Rethinking Corporate Sustainability in the Area of Climate Crisis, a Strategic Design Approach, was published by Macmillan in July 2021. Andrea Sanchez Rosas, who is another special guest for us, is a Brooklyn-based design strategist and researcher. She is passionate about stories, people, and culture, and always looking for inspiration in everyday experiences. She uses human-centered design to address challenges and help clients. She has experience working with Fortune 500 companies and SMEs, helping them translate business goals into products, services, experiences that are client and human-centric. She is working at Globant, shaping digital transformation strategy project. She holds a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering from Universidad de los Andes in Bogota, Colombia, and a Master of Science in strategic design and management from Parsons School of Design. And Onur Koçan, again, I'm very thankful to Onur Koçan. He studied design research in the field of design for social innovation and sustainability at the University of the Arts, London in 2011. After completing his undergraduate education in industrial design at our university, he founded Studio Karun in 2014. In the same year, he was a founding member of ENTA, one of the other important contributors of this project, that is Industrial Designers Association of Turkey. He continues his career as a design strategist in the Studio Karun New York office and as a senior design strategist at Tom Olia and Crispy Bites brands. He has been a member of the Civic Design Committee since 2021. And for tomorrow, we will host Selin Koşan Şengür, chairperson of ENTA. She completed her education again at our university, again from the Department of Industrial Product Design, with a full scholarship and graduated as the top of the line. Subsequently, she successfully completed a master's program focusing on innovation and creativity in the field of product design at Coventry University in England. During this time, she participated in many international competitions such as Red Dot, Electronics Design Lab, and achieved degrees. She served as the president of ENTA for the period for the last 2 terms, and now she has been working as a project manager at UserSpots, which has been serving in the field of service and interface design for 1.5 years. And Tolga Hantosun, who is the president of ENTA, for this term. He received his undergraduate education on industrial design at Top University. In 2020, he founded Talar Teknoloji Tasarım, which provides design consultancy to national and international companies, as well as developing electric micromobility solutions. he continues to work as a general manager and senior product designer in the company. He joined ENTA to support the development and awareness of the profession in Turkey and to touch the design stakeholders. He takes an active role in ENTA and continues to serve as the chairman of the board of directors for this term at the end of next year. And also with our contributors, we are strong. Let me introduce you our contributors. ENTA, Industrial Designers Association. With them, actually, we organize today's and tomorrow's activity. They are our contributors by that man to this, by this means to these events. We have Turkish Acoustical Society. We have Turkish National Community on Illumination. We have Lighting Equipment Manufacturers Association as one of the other important contributors of the project. And we have Chamber of Interior Architects of Turkey. So thank you for being with us. Thank you for all of you for taking part in our activities and events. And also you can follow us from our social media accounts, from Instagram, from Facebook, from Twitter, and from LinkedIn. And we will also have our Facebook, YouTube channel. We put these presentations to our YouTube channel as well. And we sent this questionnaire to you. We will send it again to you. Please fill it, and then we will check out the results, and we will try to understand the position of these design firms, where you are, what you're doing, what you want from us. So we just try to make the whole picture. So please fill in us and please turn back to us. All right. Thank you for your interest for this brief explanation. Would you like to ask something, or maybe I can very briefly present the other slide to you, and then maybe we can talk after all. I think now, again, I have to share my screen. All right, can you see it now? I think you can see what is design thinking and why is it important. We are here because we all believe in design thinking, maybe, or we all need design thinking, even for every day. I mean, in order to design, we have to design everything, I believe. Therefore, we just started by thinking about design. For us, for all of us, design thinking is important because it is a part, it's a basic part of our profession. And I'd like to say that for me, as being an interior architect who has been specialized in lighting and then in color and in space perception, I mean, these fields especially, I believe that design is a research-based activity, and design is something so organic, and design has never does not have an end. So you have to redefine yourself, you have to refresh yourself, your ideas, you have to be in contact with everything if you are dealing with design from this sector. So I believe that it is a research-based activity. And it always starts with an idea. You should always have something in your mind. You have to define the problem in a design process, whatever you're doing. Either a product, either an interspace, either a building. So you have to identify all of your needs. You have to translate the identified need into a problem to be solved. You cannot only think something and implement it. It's a process. And then you start redefining the problem by identifying requirements that the problem must address. You start making brainstorming possibilities by thinking of ways to make your idea to reality. You should include related approaches, ideas, possible solutions. And for that, you surely collect ideas, study with that related ideas, critique related approach, solutions, artifacts. You collect information for the possibilities of your idea, and then you start developing a plan, a design. Then you should implement a model, carry out your idea, and you have to try it out, test it out. If something does not meet the required problem, that is the first one, you may go again back. So it is something that is dynamic and you always have to improve it. But also, and of course, it starts with an idea and everybody has an idea. With a reference to the verse of Harp and Jormeka, we can say that design is a process which collaborates different approaches, strategies, and methodologies. Technical and economical conditions are effective on design process, while on the other hand, design is grounded in methodological principles, strains into a coherent whole. And you do with planning, designing, form, space, and you should start with lots and lots of problems and questions in your mind. And you should have different research questions and you should try to visualize them all. It can be a design manifesto, it can be an educational model, it might be with the advances of new technology, but you always have different research problems. And you always have a budget, you always have needs. If you design a product, if you design an interface, whatever it is, from macro scale to micro scale, the design process is actually the same. And I just want to give a very small, very brief example from educational change and students' need for change in order to clarify what I'm talking about. And actually the slide that you see is a typical slide that you may come across when you write down design thinking to Google or to important related sources. But emphasize, define, ideate, prototype, test, access, okay, that should be present in a design process. But I think this small video clarifies it all. You should get inspired, you should make an emphasis with it, you should test it, you should have certain feelings toward that related thing, item. So design should impress you. When you are, for example, defining and or designing a space for children, if you are thinking about how to make a sitting item to them, what do you think about the school chair, for example? It is not a standard school chair. It is a school chair. It is designed by including all the items that I tried to introduce you. So actually, firstly, it is not the ability to sit down. It is the ability to support different seating positions and different needs. It is by Boris Lancelot, and with a reference or from the quotations for his words, it says study after study shows that more time spent sitting in conventional chairs can cause serious health risks. And after explaining it, Boris says that the deep habituation in chair sitting served as an inspiration to design healthy alternatives for sitting, starting with the youth. So in order to support this concentration, active postures of the body, he trying, of course, studying with the anthropometrics to mobilize muscle groups, blah, blah, blah. He made this product. So design is something like this, not only buying a school chair and putting it actually working, understanding, analyzing, describing, and making an empathy with students. Therefore, you should conduct interviews, seek stories. Human-centric problem defining is important, meaningful, surprise, and tension maybe in order to define that problem. to ideate that idea, brainstorming ideas, searching what others did, do, and can do, making that prototype by creating objects based on implementations and experiences of people, then test it with customers' feedback, refine solutions and gather data, and finally develop guidelines for project evaluation and integrating feedback. For schools, for example, you can identify indoor activities, outdoor activities, biological needs, security, social. I'm not go deep in that in order to save time, but blah, blah, blah. You do child-friendly interiors, studying different postures, sitting positions, colors, materials, how they will be more productive, comfortable. If this is for example, this is a corridor. You can design this corridor just painting it, hanging something. You can design this corridor in that way. You can design this corridor in this way. Much more interactive, enjoyable, joyful, because they learn through doing, they learn with playing, experimenting. If it is taking the thing with a question from how to make schools a nicer place for better learning at optimum cost, if you consider lighting, for example, if you make a solution basing on dynamic lighting concept, again, this is design. This is lighting design. It is not a simple problem of making a suspended ceiling with luminaires. It is the problem of increasing the energy, the productivity, the concentration of students. So it is trying to understand changing the interior atmospheres by having, of course, or including the views of students, the views of teachers, I mean, all of the actors in this area who will use these classrooms, and then setting up a new system, changing the products and making it much more dynamic, functional, and contemporary. Okay. So thank you for your interest. I just wanted to take your attention to design, what I understand from design, and why we are here together under the topic of design thinking. So you can think about design. It doesn't matter from which professions we are together because we are thinking about design. You can be an expert from industrial design. You can be an expert from engineering, interior design, but even if we are working at an interdisciplinary area, it will be better for us because design will unify all of us. Thank you for your concentration and for your interest. Now, do we have time or do we pass directly to Onur? I think I talked a little bit more than we planned. So I think we can continue with Onur. If you have any questions to me, I'll be very glad to answer them at the end. So, Onur.
Yeah,